our local host here also in Cebu. And together with us are our friends from the Cebu media who are here. And we are also broadcasting live over RTVM and the Facebook page as well of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. I am Rachel Nesha from the Philippine Information Agency. I'll be your moderator for today's press conference. Before we start, I'd like to introduce our panelists, our guests, the resource persons for the press conference this morning. We are joined by the chairman of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines and the vice chair of the National Quincentennial Committee, Dr. Rene Escalante. Good morning, sir, and welcome. And we have also with us, of course, the City Mayor of Lapu-lapu City, Mayor Junard Ahong Chan. Then our Assistant Secretary from the Office of Brand Integration of the Presidential Communications Operations Office, or the PCOO, Assistant Secretary Ramon Kualuping III. And one of the associate directors for tomorrow's event, Mr. Eric De Vinagracia. Okay, I'd like to ask our panelists to first give their opening statements. I'd like to start first with Dr. Rene Escalante. Sir, you have the microphone.
In behalf of the National Quincentennial Committee and also the National... In behalf of the National Quincentennial Committee and the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, I would like to thank all of you for joining us in this press conference and also for your continued support in our activities. We will be having a big event tomorrow. This will be in Lapu-lapu City, and there will be a counterpart activities in Davao City and also in the city of Manila. I hope that your colleagues, those who are based here and also those who are based in Davao and Manila as well, will also have a fair share of the information that we will be feeding them. This is a series of events. I think in my previous statements, I mentioned already that there will be 3 countdowns before we have the big day. So tomorrow we will have the 500 days before the big event. And then come April 27 next year, we will have the 1-year countdown. And then we will have another one in January 17 for the 100-day countdown. And then, of course, we will now have the big event. We are counting on the local media practitioners of Cebu and also the representatives of the national media outfits. I hope that you will continue to support our programs. Thank you and welcome to all.
Okay, daghang salamat, Dr. Escalante. We'll move on to where the spotlight is right now in Lapu-lapu City. We'd like to hear from our Mayor, Junard Chan.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. In behalf of the Lapu-lapu City government, I would like to thank the national government, especially the Office of the President and also the National Historical Commission, headed by Dr. Rene Escalante. This is a very honored to our city that the highlight is really from the city of Lapu-lapu. So rest assured that the city government of Lapu-lapu will fully support in this event, and hopefully that tomorrow is the big the big event tomorrow will be successful. And again, thank you to all our friends, especially from the media.
Thank you, Mayor. And since tomorrow all roads seem to lead to Lapu-lapu for the celebration, may we hear from Sir Eric De Vinagracia maybe more details about what to expect in tomorrow's activities?
We started planning in September, and now it's just one day before we finally reveal what the creatives have been creating for the public, not just, of course, for Lapu-lapu City, but also for the nation and for the world. The title of the production is Mangayaw, ang mundo ng ating mga ninuno. It is a celebration of our civilization prior to the coming of the conquistadores, prior to the coming of colonization in the Philippines. So in other words, we are a proud race of men and women here in the Visayas and here in the Philippines before it was even called the Philippines. So to mount this takes a village, basically, if not a nation, since a lot of Visayan artists are now here in Lapu-Lapu City. Artists from Bohol, from Cebu, from Iloilo, from Bacolod, from Dumaguete, from Manila, and all parts of the country are now here. I think we are more than 300 strong performers, particularly coming from Cebu, particularly coming from Lapu-Lapu City. You have arnisadores, you have dancers, you have theater practitioners, you have singers, you have chanters, you have people from the IP sector, you have the Cebu Philharmonic, you have the Kulintang Ensemble, you have drum beaters. All of us are here. And we're looking forward for all these artistic elements to come together. Na hindi maingay, kundi we are in harmony in presenting the world of our ancestors. So we're excited as you are, and as of the moment, the scenes are unfolding as our work in progress is coming to a full closure by tomorrow as we ready ourselves for the performance.
Thank you, sir. Tomorrow is something to look forward to, and to think it's just the start. It's just the launching, no, of what would be a long period of celebration. And of course, Asek Mon Kualuping from PCOO.
Umaga pa ba?
I think, sir, yes.
Mayong buntag sa inyong tanan. Mayor Chan, Chairman Escalante, and Director Eric. On behalf of the Presidential Communications Operations Office, we're the partner of NQC, of Chairman Escalante, in making sure that the activities of the National Quincentennial Commemorations are understood and spread out to the critical mass. We know that the Quincentennial is something huge. Pero alam ba ng tao? Naiintindihan ba ng tao? Nakasabot ba ang mga tao? Kay balo ba sila? Mauna ang role sa PCOO. Our role is to make people be excited, and we will also make sure that the NQC will stay relevant and relevant and relevant in the next 500 days. I discussed with Chairman Escalante this morning. We in the PCO we're planning to do, of course, diba, it's 500 events for 500 days. We will make sure that the narrative will be put forward, that the early ancestors, the heroism of Lapu-lapu, and the many other heroes will be put in front of the narrative. Okay, for the longest time, it's always been the Western perspective, diba? Now, it is our perspective, in line also with the vision of our President, Rodrigo Duterte. Diba? It's about time na kita mga Pilipino, ato ang tingog ang madunggan sa mga tao. Daghang salamat.
Thank you. Daghang salamat sa Asek Mon. No? So we've heard from our panelists today, but before we open the floor for questions from our friends from the media, I'd just like to acknowledge the media outlets who are represented here in our press conference. We have from the iNews.ph, then RTVM, of course, Philippine News Agency, PTV, GMA News, ABS-CBN, Radyo Pilipinas, CNN Philippines, Manila Bulletin. Then we also have the Freeman, Cebu Catholic TV Network, CCTN, and UNTV is here as well. So before you ask your questions, we have a microphone here at this table here. You can please introduce yourself, what media outlet you represent, then you can ask your question. Kinsa may muuna og pangutana? PNA. Wala ni isa pero ni tanaw nako. June Ray.
Can we ask anyone of the I'm sorry. Can we ask anyone from the panelists or the Dr. Escalante or Director Eric de Benagracia kindly brief the media what will happen tomorrow for the
Flow.
countdown? Thank you.
Yeah, I think
Thank you very much for that question. Tomorrow there's going to be basically two parts. No, the first part will be the countdown to the 500 years, no, of our quincentennial celebration. So we're going to light up the 21 significant monuments across the country, and these are significant historical landmarks that will remind us of our history, that will remind us of our victory and humanity. And of course, we will have performances from the Cebu Philharmonic, no, and we have choirs also from across the Visayas, no. So that will be the first part of the program, and we expect Secretary Puyat to be here also to give the message on behalf of the Philippine government. Of course, the message of our panelists here. Likewise, I think I would like to talk on the second part, which is the show. No, there will be 3 performances across the Philippines, one in Davao and one in Manila. But of course, the highlight will be here in Lapu-Lapu City, and we will have the performances coming from the creative team across the Visayas. This will be divided in 7 suites, no, representing various cultures and traditions, various practices, politics, economy, culture and tradition, history, no, before the coming of the Spaniards. So we're going to see also not only that expressed in theater and dance and music, but also technology. I think for the first time we're seeing projection mapping on the floor, covering the Hoops Dome. So that's a first, no, here in Cebu, but maybe also in the Visayas. So to add more spectacle to the performance. But I also like to share this is Cebu City. In Cebu City is not new to spectacle. This is where spectacle, I guess, is really practiced. No, we will have more information. No, aside from the spectacle that you're going to see, you have more information, more narratives as far as what really happened. No, what are our specific icons of pride? Ano ba yung kagalingan ng Pilipino, ng mga Bisaya, no, before the coming of the Spaniards? So it's going to be an edutainment. It's going to be entertaining, yes, and spectacular, yes, but may mapupulatan po tayong aral dito in terms of what are the specific artifacts, what are the specific icons, what are the specific practices that we are proud of, no, that we can share that talagang may civilization before the coming of the Spaniards here in the Philippines. Baka the Secretary can.
Yes, Dr. Escalante.
In addition, so what Direct Eric mentioned are the activities here in Cebu City and in Lapu-Lapu City, to be specific. In Manila, they will have also their own activities there. This will be led by the National Historical Commission, by the National Museum of the Philippines, by the NPDC, by the Intramuros Administration, and a few other agencies. And of course, by the City of Manila. So Mayor Isko Moreno will be the lead of that particular commemoration. And then in Davao, they have also another set of activities to be led by Vice Mayor Baste Duterte. So all of this will unfold more or less simultaneously. But the highlight of the activities will be here in Lapu-Lapu City. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Carmel from Radyo Pilipinas.
Good morning, Dr. Escalante. I'd like to ask, sir, previously there were reports mentioned that the President is coming for the highlight of the celebration here in Lapu-Lapu. Is there a confirmation that he will be coming? And if not, who's representing him for the event?
I received already a formal letter telling me that the President cannot make it. It looks like he's looking forward to the big day. He's preparing for that. So he will be sending DOT Secretary Berna Romulo Puyat to be his representative. And
Sarah, join us tomorrow, sir.
I think she is on leave, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why Vice Mayor Duterte will be the key person in Davao City.
Any other question? Annie?
In addition, but the
please.
President mentioned that he might go live tomorrow just to join us.
Okay.
We're still waiting for the official confirmation and whether this will be delayed or live. So we will know it by tomorrow.
It will be announced ahead
Yeah,
of time, I'm sure, sir. Yes, Annie, ABS.
Annie from ABS. You kept mentioning that Lapu-Lapu is the biggest among the simultaneous events. In a layman's term, why is it Lapu-Lapu than the other areas?
This place is the ground zero of the big event. I mentioned in my earlier pronouncements that we will be commemorating 3 events this coming 2021. One is the Quincentennial of the first circumnavigation of the world, which is an international event. Second, this will also be the Quincentennial of the introduction of Christianity in the Philippines, and this will be led by the Catholic Bishop Conference of the Philippines. And as far as the government is concerned, the Quincentennial that we are going to commemorate will be the victory of the Filipinos in the Battle of Mactan. So obviously, this battle took place in this place, so it's just improper that this should be the ground zero of all the big events. Not only now, but in the coming days and years as well. Okay.
May we also hear from Mayor Chan regarding, especially since Lapu-lapu, it will be the center of attention, no, for the launching.
Well, it is our great honor and pride that the highlight is in our city. We Oponganos are very excited for the event, tomorrow's big event. Not only in Lapu-lapu, the Oponganos, but as well as the Filipino and entire world is watching for this big celebration for the 500 years victory at Mactan.
Okay. Yes, Dr. Rene, of course.
Let's not focus more on the place. Let's focus now on the person. Every commemoration, there is always a person behind, and we want to take this opportunity to really elevate the status of Lapu-lapu, not only as a hero of this city and of this region, but we want him to be known also and to be recognized by the whole country and hopefully by the whole world as well. I was in Portugal last week, and we explained to them how we were going to commemorate. I know that I was a little bit afraid and reluctant to disclose our activities because we will be glorifying the very person who killed their hero. But I am glad to tell all of you that they have already accepted this as a fact, and they are very much willing to join us in whatever way we will commemorate these activities. So we have to move on and then take this opportunity not to talk about the battle that took place 500 years ago, but how do we come up with a new form of engagement wherein we will not be fighting anymore, but coming up with some collaborative activities, all in the name of this commemoration. I also took a glimpse of the possible message of the president, and I think he will the message will really center on, let us put Lapu-lapu in its proper place in our history. So let's just wait for the official statement on that. Thank you.
Okay. Dale from CNN, Philippines.
Good morning, sir. Just a general advisory to the public, sir. Will the roads be closed? Is the event or are the events open to everyone?
Actually, the event is will be held in Hopes Dome, and since the seating capacity is limited, so there's a be a pre-seating of the area, and this is live and telecast by the RTVM and live from the Lapu-lapu City Government, Chan's administration, through Facebook, and tomorrow all the medias from the local I think they will also telecast from this big event. It's not open for the area, but we will put some LED outside the Hopes Dome, and they can watch. Yes.
Sir Eric?
Of course, before I answer the question, let me just first thank the good mayor, no, for the wonderful accommodation, and the First Lady, Ma'am Cindy. Madam, salamat in behalf of all the artists joining now in this commemoration. We have agreed also that to give more more space for other viewers, especially our young viewers na kailangan natin. We need to inform them about this wonderful historical milestone of the country. We're opening one more show for the students, no, and the teachers of Lapu-Lapu City, a matinee at 1 o'clock, no, so that at least more people can watch it, no, live, as it should be. No, and we have chosen our students here in Lapu-Lapu and their teachers, no, so that hopefully they'll be more inspired to really read up on history and be proud of our own history. And aside from that, there's of course the performance in the afternoon and evening. Yeah.
So the 1 o'clock is exclusively for the teachers
Yes,
and the
students,
students.
no.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Mayor Chan?
And in addition, with regards with the traffic, we already have a traffic advisory. We already inform it to public through our account from the Lapu-Lapu City government. So some of the roads are closed because of this big celebration.
Okay. Yes, Dr. Rene.
I think we have to mention, but before this 5:30 event, we will have us wrist-laying rites in Lapu-Lapu City and in the shrine, to be specific. And our guest of honor, Secretary Berna, will be the one who will offer the wreath, and I think Mayor and I will be accompanying her. So, and then afterwards, we'll proceed directly to the Hoops Dome for the main event.
The main program, yes.
And also, in addition, after the wreath laying, I'd like to inform everyone that we will be officially lighting the giant lantern in Mactan Shrine.
This will be tomorrow also,
Yes,
Mayor.
after before the main event, there will be light activity in the shrine, the lighting of the giant lantern, and at the same time, the fireworks.
Okay. Yes, Junrei? Question? Yes, si Asek Mon.
Also, on top of that, we will be airing the full program on PTV on Sunday. So it will be aired on PTV, and I believe ABS-CBN will air some parts of the program tomorrow as well, live.
Okay. Over PTV.
PTV, the entire program on Sunday.
Sunday. So it's a
Sunday
delayed
night. Yes.
telecast.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the combination of the three cities, right?
Yes, the three cities, edited version. So, because simultaneous parties, celebrations in Lapu-Lapu, then Davao with Vice Mayor Duterte, in Manila with Mayor Moreno, and then with Mayor Chan here in Lapu-Lapu. So, the one on Sunday will be the edited version.
So everyone still has the chance to
Yes.
see all three
Yes.
events by Sunday over PTV. Yes, Junrei, you have a question.
Asekmon, kunin mo na yung microphone kasi ikaw yung tanungin ko.
Nakatakot.
Asekmon, can you educate the Cebu media here of the role of the PCOO at bakit ang PCOO is on board and doing its maraming oras ang ginugugol just for the may mga plano for the 500 years celebration.
Thank you, Ray. The PCO kasi the past 3 years, the evolution of the office, previously, the stereotype of a presidential communications office was just the mouthpiece of the president. That was the traditional role of the office. But the past 3 years, with the direction also of our beloved President Duterte, the role of PCO has expanded. We are now the partners of the executive branch, of line agencies, of national government agencies in crafting brand engagement plans, in crafting communication plans, in making sure that the people understand what the government is doing. So in relation to NQC, with much gratitude to Chairman Escalante, the PCO is in charge of crafting the communication and branding engagement for the entire duration of the commemorations in the Philippines. So part of which is building the brand, the color schematics, the logos, and making sure that we get to convey the correct message. We all know it is very difficult nowadays, right? So PCO's role is to convey the correct message and make sure that it is in line with the narrative of building the nation. So that is PCOO. And if I may add, for the longest time, the problem in a government project is that kanya-kanya, di ba? Government usually works in silos. Di ba? What the right hand is doing, the left hand does not know. It is normal, right? But in this day and age of social media, of digital media, of online media, PCO becomes the integrator in making sure that we speak as one, that we convey and we show things as one. So whole of government approach in order to achieve a whole of nation reception to the commemoration. So there.
Yes.
May
Follow
follow-up?
up. Oh.
So far as branding is concerned, ano po ang nagawa ng PCOO in order to parang makita ng mga tao na this is it, ito yung brand. So ano po ang
So far, we've worked with the NQC, with the NHCP on strengthening the logo, the logo of the NQC, and at the same time, maybe we can show it to them later. We've also already come up with a brand book for you have it. Yeah, it's
Included in the press kits.
It's in your press kit. So we created the brand manual. This is quite important because normally when we do projects in the government, it is piecemeal. Diba? We launch it and then nandyan may tarp, diba? We talk about that, diba? We talk, then video. But there is no consistency in the messaging. There is no consistency in the look and feel. So I think that's what we're doing in the PCO. We've created a brand manual so everyone will use the same color and likeness, will use the same image, will use the same words consistently across everything that we will do in the next 500 days. If you will recall, in 2017, PCO did the entire ASEAN 2017 look. We also did a lot of projects for other government agencies, and this one for NQC, this is something that Secretary Andanar and I are very proud of because, as we say, 500 years only happens once in a lifetime, and not even in a lifetime, it only happens once. In the 600th year, patay na tatanan. So, diba? So, yun. So that's the beginning. Maybe in the next few weeks, by early next year, we can also share to the media the concrete plans for the 500 days. Chairman Escalante already mentioned of the highlights, the countdown, the 100-day countdown, the big event on April 27, 2021. But at the same time, in the PCO, we will also do grassroots engagement so people from across the Philippines will understand down to the barangay level. Together with our attached agencies, PIA, with PNA, Radio Pilipinas, with PTV, we will do this and we will make sure everyone is aware. We will make sure that hopefully, sir, we will make this bigger than the Philippine Centennial in 1998. So there, thank you.
Yeah, the brand book is inside the press kit, and it's really interesting because the codex is there, and there's a really interesting story that the codex carries. No? So I hope you can also post that as well or write about it, no? Ato ang mga friends from the media. And I think for the last question, before we do, yes, you have
just add some more. My request to Secmon when we started engaging him is, hopefully by 2021, when we hear the word Lapu-lapu, what will come into our mind is not the fish, you know? But it should be the person who fought for our sovereignty
Should be the
in
hero.
2021. So, yun ang kanyang major assignment sa akin.
Sige, Asek.
We will follow the direction of the chairman and make sure that we will translate victory and humanity into something that we all can relate to. Diba? Kaya, let's be honest with it. Lapu-lapu was alive 500 years ago. Diba? Compared to the more recent heroes that we've had, may mga pictures sila, may mga video sila, or may painting sila. Lapu-lapu is a concept in our minds, diba, for the longest time. So the challenge here is to make that concept alive amongst all of us. So there, thank you.
Oo, kahit masarap yung lapu-lapu
Ah.
na isda. So PCOO's work is cut out for, no? Oo, they have their work cut out. No, not they. Tayo pala. Our work has we have a long work ahead of us. But to maybe one last question from Carmel.
Yes, Dr. Escalante, I'd like to ask a breakdown of the 21 landmarks that will be lighted on that day. I mean tomorrow.
I think I need a código. One of the directions that I mentioned, it should be nationwide. Okay. No, I can manage. We have the Sheikh Makdoum in Tawi-Tawi. We have the Agusan Gold Image Monument in Butuan. We have the Martyr of Bangkusay Monument in Macabebe, Pampanga. The Sultan Kudarat Monument in Cotabato City. The Kinan Aman Dangat in Basco, Batanes. The Francisco Dagohoy Monument in Danao, Bohol. Vigan, the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Bonifacio National Monument in Caloocan City. 15 Martires Monument in Naga City. The Emilio Aguinaldo Shrine in Kawit, Cavite. The Santa Barbara Church in Iloilo. The Gregorio del Pilar Shrine in Tirad Pass, Ilocos Sur. The Balangiga Memorial in Eastern Samar. The Ayuntamiento de Manila inside Intramuros. The Dambana ng Kabigitingan in Mount Samat in Pilar, Bataan. Jose Abad Santos Monument in San Fernando, Pampanga. The Mendoza Monument in Puerto Princesa. Leyte Landing Site in Palo, Leyte. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in the Libingan ng mga Bayani in Taguig. Of course, the Rizal National Monument in Rizal Park. Peace and Unity Monument in Davao City. And finally, our own Liberty Shrine here. If you will ask me what is the common link, ito po yung mga lugar, mga monumento ng tao na nagtaguyod at lumaban para sa ating kalayaan. Ito po yung tradisyon na pinapakita natin dito sa pagdiriwang na ito, yung ginawa nila Lapu-lapu 500 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you thank you Dr. Rene. And if there are no other questions, kuha nila yung pangutana sa tuang meron. Yes, sige sir. The microphone there, sir, kindly use it. Ayan.
Thank you. Isisingit ko lang po, Tonton Antugo from iNews.ph. If there's going to be a show, Director Eric, who will be the performers tomorrow? May we know? Who will be the performers? Hindi po namin alam. Thank you po.
Okay. So as mentioned earlier, the performers will be coming from the Visayas, no? So there are theater networks from across the Visayas. There are choirs across the Visayas that are coming in. There's the Bok Theater Network coming from Central Visayas. There's Theatercon Theater Network coming from Western Visayas. We have choirs like the Lubok Children's Choir, the Mandaue Youth Choir. We have the Cebu Philharmonic joining us. We have a Kulintang and Sam. We have choirs, the USA Troubadours from San Agustin in Iloilo. We have Rara Rousers also from Leyte. We have dancers here in Cebu. We have Arnisadores of Lapu-lapu City and Cebu. We have actors from different theater groups across the Visayas. Kasing Sining from Bohol, Yata from Dumaguete, Little Theater from Iloilo City, among others. No? So this is a cast of really a lot of young people and of course professionals then that are collaborating with us, led by Lutgardo Labad or Gardy Labad, who is our lead director or artistic director, former Committee on Dramatic Arts Chair of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And he is joined by myself, a member of the Committee on Dramatic Arts, the current chair of the Committee on Dramatic Arts, Desa Quesada Pam, and Mr. Rudy Riveche, who is the head of Theatercon, the Western Visayas Theater Network. We have Immersive Asia for our projections. We have Rudy Aveles for costume and design, si Mel, and we have a lot of these outstanding people from Manila and the localities, no, joining in collaboration for the performance.
Okay.
And Floy Quintos, so the famous Floy Quintos of the SEA Games, who
Yeah.
directed the SEA Games, is our collaborating writer, our lead writer, no, who helped us thread the narrative for the performance tomorrow. Not to be, of course, Professor Villan, Sir Jobers Din, our historians, NHCP did a wonderful job curating. Ian of NHCP, no, really helped us in the research aspect, no, so that we can become near authentic. No, we won't say that everything will be authentic, but we will be near authentic. No, so that's why there's a research, of course, coming from NHCP and our collaborators for this performance.
Okay, daghang salamat. No more follow-up, sir. Okay, no more
Yeah.
na? No, that was the last question already. Final, yes, to wrap up ato ang what we've discussed during the press con, I'd like to ask Mayor Junard for the closing statement.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the media for helping us promoting this big event, the victory at Mactan. I'd like to announce that the Balangay is still in the yacht club. This is open to the public. Afternoon, probably the 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock this afternoon, they'll be transferred in the Mactan Shrine. And tomorrow's activity in the morning, there is a welcome program. Supposed to be the original schedule is 9 a.m., but it's moved to 11 a.m. because of the low tide. The Balangay cannot get inside the area. So the welcome program will be start at 11 a.m. together with Chairman Escalante and the Mayor of Butuan and the Mayor of Palawan. So again, thank you very much to all of you and a pleasant good morning.
Daghang salamat, Mayor Chan, Dr. Rene Escalante, Associate Director Eric De Vinagracia, and ASEC Mon Coaluping. And also ato ang mga friends, gikan sa media, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's event. And lunch is ready, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Chair. Thank you.
Katong wala pa'y media ID for tomorrow, you can still get it there, no, sa likod kang Sir Edward Mendez.
Sige.